Hi everyone, welcome to the Ultimate Gardening channel. My name is Emmanuel Arce, one known as the Ultimate Gardener. Come join me in growing generations by generations. So Ultimate Gardeners, in today's exciting sprouting video, I decided it was going to be a fun topic to talk about my experience about growing cabbage. There's three main points I would like to talk to you guys about. Number one, how I started them. Number two, what I did to keep the cabbage healthy and growing until harvest. And number three, the diseases and pests I came across when growing cabbage. So starting off this video with number one, how I started them. I bought cabbage starts at Walmart. It was like a little 6-pack with like starts in every single cell. It was like $3 and something for 6 cabbage plants. That's pretty good of a steal. So I took it. I know the variety was the Bonide or the Bonnie hybrid cabbage, which works best for me personally. Usually cabbage heads that are smaller work best for me here in South Florida because they don't require the most maintenance. But other than that, I got it and I was super thrilled. So they were planted out in my first ever garden, but the thing I did is I amended the soil with avocado dried up leaves, garden straw, new topsoil, and I also put garden tone in the soil before planting my starts. When planting cabbage, especially from starts, you want to go ahead and amend your soil. That's a huge thing I like to express when making these videos, because amending your soil will make the chances of your cabbage thriving super high. Because if you don't amend your soil and your cabbage has to grow in a sandy, compacted soil with no feeding involved in it, it's not going to do well, because it needs the nutrients, the nitrogen and all that for it to grow, because you know it grows heads like this and a plant like this big. So you want to provide it as much food as you can so it could make that big plant to provide what you really want. So starting them off, I amended the soil. I planted them in the ground, in-ground planting, but the thing I should have done was hill them up, which is something I would recommend for beginner gardeners. You want to hill up your cabbages to provide great drainage, because cabbages cannot sit in water, and that's something I experienced personally. So you have to be careful with that. So now moving on to topic to number 2 about my journey, or what I did in the process of them growing all the way to harvest. Number 1, which is the key point, is I provided them with a lot of fertilizer and feeding. Fertilizer is something huge with cabbages because they are heavy feeders. They require fertilizer because they need it to produce this big plant and your cabbage. If you want your plant to thrive and give you what you want, you have to give them what they want. So you want to fertilize them based on the fertilizer you have. I use garden tone from Espoma because that seems to work best for me, and I apply it every 3 to 4 months based on what I've seen with the cabbages. Usually the fertilizer lasts about 3 months, and so I'm able to put it within that 1 month of period. So you want to apply it based on your fertilizer, because every fertilizer is different. Some are more powerful, some are less powerful, so it's all based on the company that you like to use, but you need to read the directions. That's something huge you need to do. So that was going on. I was super fascinated to see how it started from this baby plant to this monstrous plant, and it was super fun to see it grow. And then I harvested my first cabbage. I made a video about it, and I was super thrilled to see it grow. And I harvested my first cabbage, and I was super thrilled. So now moving on to point number 3 about pests and diseases. The 2 main pests I found with my cabbage was aphids and powdery mildew. I was able to find these pests at early age, so they didn't, attack my cabbage too hard. But you do want to be very vigilant when it comes to your cabbages, because they are very vulnerable to powdery mildew, aphids, and rodents like squirrels. I deal with squirrels very badly, and so I don't do nothing to treat them. I just stay vigilant with my plants, or just, move my plants around in the garden so the squirrels wouldn't find them as easy as if they were planted in a specific area every single time. And so I know there's a few companies that provide some type of powdering substance that repels the rodents. I don't like to use that because I just don't like the look of it, or pretty sure the smell of it, but I just don't like to use solutions in general when it comes to growing my own vegetables, especially something like cabbage that we get to harvest and we eat. And so there is organic solutions out there you could use that I've used before, which is neem oil, the water and milk based solution, and the soap and water based solution. All those three solutions are great solutions to use against any powdery mildew or aphid or any pest or disease in your garden. Those are the three main ones I recommend, so try to search up about them, and I would recommend them because they are organic and they are fast and they're very active and they work very, very fast. And I've known that personally, especially the neem oil, because it's plant-based, which is super, super fun to use. So growing cabbage has been amazing. Harvesting them, seeing them grow, it just fascinates me, especially me at a young age. Seeing something like that fascinates me 10 times more. So I know definitely I'm growing more cabbage this time around. So please stay tuned with us. So let me go ahead and wrap this video up. Thanks for watching this video about me sharing my experience about growing cabbage. If you like this video and if you learned something new about growing cabbage, please leave a like down below, and while you're down there, please subscribe to show your amazing support towards the Ultimate Gardening channel. Also, share with your friends and family to help other generations learn what their food comes from, but not only that, but also learn how to grow it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and never forget to grow big, Ultimate Gardeners. Bye guys!